Hello everyone and welcome back to our tour of Canada. We're continuing our flight across the north. We're currently in Whitehorse in the Yukon, and it is a very intense morning. See the sun coming through those yellows and oranges in the sky. Pretty awesome. It's very early up here. Obviously we're further north, and in the summertime here there's very little nighttime, only a few hours. And we are seeing the effect of this very early, about 4 o'clock in the morning. So early flight out of here today, and we've got 2 legs coming up. There's today's flight, and then this afternoon we're going to do another one down to from Yellowknife, which is our destination now, out to Inqualuk. But let's get on board now. We'll get this morning flight done and get the aircraft set up and ready to go. Alright, so we're on board. We'll do our initial checks. Parking brakes are set. Flaps are up. Spoilers retracted and disarmed. Weather radar is off. PWS is off. Thrust levers are at idle. Engine masters are in cutoff. Engine mode selector is normal. And gear lever is down and indicating 3 green. Look at the batteries up and going. External power is on, confirmed. Brake pressure is slightly low, but that's because the aircraft has been sitting. So another great news today. It is apparently release day for the PMDG DC6. So I will be grabbing that and having a look, seeing what all that will entail. So some extra little floods on. There we go. Alright, so APU fire test. APU fire test is good. Crew oxygen goes on. We'll check the, or click the adheres over to nav. Got the wing lights on outside, seatbelt signs are on, no smoking sign is on, emergency exits are armed. Get the overhead panel lights up, and we can start our boarding. That'll be fairly quick. There's only about 24 people on board. And I think I did forget to set it to real time, so it's going to go very fast. So let's get the EFB up. We'll get this working. So first in is the company. And we'll go back over here. A little bit of a flickering icon there. See if we can bring in the flight plan. There it is. We'll go over to dispatch, fuel. And we're going to fuel for the flight. 8912. So we're pretty close to where it sits now, so fueling won't take long. And we'll go real time. And there she goes.
On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight. As you find your seat, be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you.
Okay, so NCH lights are done. Probe and window heats are on auto. Temperatures finest 10 degrees out. ECAMs are checked. Engine fire test.
Please double check that all your items are
Fuel
put away
pumps are
so that
off.
the aisle is clear and other
Engine
passengers
1.
can make their way to their seats.
Engine
If you're in an
2.
emergency exit row, please read
Flight
the exit
directors
seat
are
responsibilities
on.
in the card in the seat back in front of you. If you're not able to comply
Barrow,
with
it's
these
about
actions, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated. Feel free to use your cell phones during the rest of the boarding process, but we do ask
3002.
that laptops, tablets, and any other larger electronic
There we
devices
go.
are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard.
3002.
We're ready to go when you are.
And EFIS.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome
Is
aboard
set.
Flight 32. Our flight time will be
FCU.
roughly 1 hour and 36 minutes. Please note the cabin door is
It's
now
going to be a
closed.
direct climb
We
out
ask that you make sure
to
that all devices are in airplane
37,000.
mode and your larger
No
devices are now
stepping
set down and stowed.
through
If you have
that.
not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap.
Heading will
The turntable
be
and seat backs must be in the full upright
fine,
lock
and that will be
position
fine
for
once
departure.
that's all
Passengers,
programmed in.
prepare doors for departure, cross-check, verify straps, and stand by for all
Radio
calls.
set. Alright, MCDU. So fueling is underway. We can come down here. Let's get the flight plan in. Throttle's pretty close. We'll 6525. Push that in there. Aircraft information is entered in. Cost index is entered in. Let's go in here. We're going to do the weather request just to confirm what we have. We'll have the weights. That is correct. And that's correct as well. Ignore that. We'll go back over to initialization and we'll put in our information. So zero fuel weight is 58.4 and 30.0. Block fuel today is 8.9. And our winds for the trip are very light at a headwind of 4 knots. That's all good. And we go to our flight plan. So we're going to be taking off out of here on runway 14 right. No SID. Just got to watch the hills as we go out. And our arrival into Yellowknife, Yellowknife, is going to be the RNAV Zulu for runway 16. RNAV Zulu 16, and there's no stars for that airport either. So we're good. Yeah, 600 miles, but now hour and a half flight. So while we're here, let's go to here. We'll go back, grab our messages, print that one out. And let's take a look. We go over to our initialization, our performance, sorry. So transition altitude's the standard 18,000 feet for North America. We are on a flaps 1 and 0.3 down for takeoff. And we are flexing today. We got a new little Excel calculator. So we're going to try that. 57 degrees, so 126, 127, and 131 for our takeoff. And weather is looking good. A little bit of cloud scattered at 9,600, broken at 22,000, 10 degrees, and winds 240.4. So a couple minutes left to go for the alignment. So while we wait, we'll get the auto or the APU up and running. That's 1, and there's 2. So I would have brought the jetway out, but when we landed here in this spot, the jetway went around to the other side, which is not good. Not good at all. So we'll just leave it where it is. That's fine. We do have a short taxi out of here, though, so that's good. It's just basically up the other side of the airplane. So I can go back over to there. And now we're just waiting for the alignment to kick in. So I will join you back in the cockpit once that happens. Alright, looks like we're aligned, so we can carry on. So our MCDU data is entered, the MCDU is set, RadNav not required, IFR clearance will take as given, IRSs are aligned. We've reviewed the flight plan, basically we're heading east to Yellowknife. Takeoff briefing, everything as per normal, squawk is set. So the APU master is on, APU has been started and is available, so APU bleeds are coming on. MCDU weights have been done, MCDU data V1 and V2 are entered, 126, 131. APU bleeds are going, external power has now been disconnected, air conditioning is running. So windows and doors are locked, cockpit door is closed and locked. Fuel pumps are on, beacon light is on, steering pin will be inserted, transponder is on. Alright, so this is the new Pushback Express. Let's make sure, I can't remember if I got everything properly calibrated or not, but let's find out.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight tech.
We will be ready shortly.
Roger.
Alright, so they're moving into connect. So this is different. So before they used to just sit there. Now as soon as you tell them they'll be ready shortly, they bring it in. Alright, so we'll see if they tell me that they're hooked up. So that's the end of the runway. That's where we're headed. We're not going to go right to the end. We'll do an intersection takeoff. Alright, so he's now hooked up.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight tech.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Okay, I hope this tip doesn't keep coming up.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
So let's see if I... Yep. I remembered to hit the right button to set
You
it.
are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
So I see a little bit more fidelity. Not really. Still just two main turn modes. Kind of like a loose turn and a tighter one. Alright.
Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap.
First engine up and going. That's all set up there.
Suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight
And
as you
starting
manage
engine
through
one.
unexpected turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. To familiarize yourself with the emergency exits on this aircraft, please refer to the safety card in the seat back pocket in front of you. In some cases, your nearest exit might be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards the exit. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. Start the flow of oxygen, pull
There
the
we
mask
go.
towards you, and place it
Pushback
firmly over
complete.
your nose
Set
and
parking
mouth.
brakes, please.
Secure the elastic band behind your head.
Alright, those are going to get annoying.
Roger. Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We will see you on the left side with the pin.
If you're traveling with children, now's the time to pick your favorite one.
There we go.
Secure your mask and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew
Oh, that's nice. And it closed down too once we were done.
In the unlikely event of a water
And,
a life vest is located in a pouch under your
away
seat
he
or
goes.
between the armrest. When instructed to
Engine's
do
coming
so,
up.
open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouth.
Engine 1 is available. Starting engine 2.
Each vest is equipped with a whistle and light.
We got new engine sounds too.
Can be used as a secondary
So we
for
can hear them out here.
Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law.
There we go.
All of this information and more can be found in the safety card
Engine's,
located in the seat back in front of you.
Got a good burn and she's firing
Let
off.
a cabin member know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us again, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
Sounds good. Coming up. Gonna do the clock when we start the taxi. Too concerned with Pushback Express to start it up when we're ready to go. So we're coming up. There's 18%, and we are start. So good start on engine number 2. AP bleeds can come off. AP will go off, and ignition back to normal. So our taxi checklist: auto brakes, go to max, spoilers, armed, flaps, 1, engine anti-ice. We got some cloud. We're not gonna have it on for takeoff. We'll see when we hit it if we're gonna need it. Flight controls: full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, and the brakes. Pitch trim: 0.3 down. Rudder trim is showing centered and 0. So we're set there. Taxi lights. Ding the back. TO config. And we're set. Parking brake is released. Let's start our taxi. And we'll head down again. We don't got far to go. It's pretty much just the second right here at the end of the blue.
Please note, the cabin lights will be dimmed for departure and landing.
The blue
If
taxi
you
lights.
require additional lighting, there is a reading light on the panel above you.
Alright, clock is running. We just passed Alpha. We're coming up here to Foxtrot. See, the sun's getting a little bit higher, but it's still very early. All right. So parking brake is on. Cabin crew has been notified. Exterior lights are on. Nose wheel light to takeoff. Anti-ice is off. Packs are on. TCAS. TARA. And tilt above. PWS is on. Weather radar is on. Weather mode is WX plus T. And takeoff memo, no blue. We're going to move out now. And we'll take position out here on the runway. Glide path is clear. So got that lovely sunrise coming in. It's now turned, it's gone from reds to golden. It's yellows. Yellows and oranges from those reds and oranges that we had. There's the runway. All right. So brakes are set. Throttles to 50%. Engine spooling. Alright, engines are stable. Brakes released. Mad flex. 57 SRS enabled. There's no runway because there's no ILS on this runway. From what I understand, that's the way it works. V1 and rotate. Nice and gentle. There we go. Positive rate, gear up. Speed brakes disarmed. Runway turn-off lights, wing lights are off. Nose wheel light is off. Reducing to climb thrust. Climb thrust is now set. Put the terrain radar on just to keep clear. See, we got the mountains. Alright. So we can go autopilot on. It's through S speed, flaps coming up. One thing I did forget to do, turn that dome light off. There's the Yukon. It's looking very nice out there. It's 250 knots coming up. There's the airport. Town of Whitehorse. And we are off. Turn the weather or the terrain radar off. I'm going to start our acceleration in a second. Things are pretty stable, so we're not doing too bad. It's 10,000 feet. There's the sun coming through the clouds. So landing lights will come off. Those will stay on. Portable devices will come off. Seatbelt signs will come off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 2,000 feet. You may turn on larger portable electronic
So the
devices.
clouds aren't too bad.
Also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of the flight and do not form a line near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information.
And it's basically a straight line from here to Yellowknife. So once you get up into the Canadian Arctic, there's not a lot of airways. So we're kind of doing point-to-point travel here. A little bit of cloud.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt
I turned it
sign.
off again.
And fasten seatbelt.
Oh, looks like we're getting to the break in the clouds. Should see it as we pop through. And then I'm going to leave you with some views and a little bit of music. We will catch up with you when we get on our descent down into Yellowknife. Yellowknife, of course, being the capital of the Northwest Territories. And our second stop of 3 up here in Canada's far north. So enjoy the views, and we will be back with you shortly. So we're coming up for 10,000 feet. We're descending down a lot of lakes in this area of northern Canada. And of course the Yellowknife itself is on the edge of Great Slave Lake, which you can see out here. And so the airport's down around that area there. You can see we're coming down. We're just about to pass through 10,000, so we'll get the lights on. Seatbelt sign's already on.
Our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also
Weather's really cleared up as well, so it's looking really nice.
Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
So Aileron is their entry point into the arrival, and then Adal, or the approach. Adal is turn point, and then it's simply when we get there's a Rudder point when we're 0.3 nautical miles from Rudder. We go into a 3-degree down on the FPA, and that will take us down to where we want to be. So I'm gonna slow our descent rate slightly. 1,500 feet now. We're doing 240. We want to be at 210 by the time we hit Aliru. So I'm going to go to heading mode and then go into approach mode. And that's left everything the way it is. So we can go back to heading mode. We're heading direct to Aliru. We'll actually go put that in as a direct to. There we go. Got a bit of a headwind. We're just monitoring our descent here. Nothing but really rocks, trees, and water, and a few settlements and towns. Just 20 miles. I'm gonna turn on the terrain radar. Not that we're really gonna actually. Yeah, we're not gonna bother. There's no weather, and there's really no terrain out here. It is fairly flat. See the trees starting to show up. If you're an outdoor sportsman type of place, Yellowknife is a place to go. A lot of great fishing and hunting and all kinds of stuff in the area. Alright, so speed's 240. Barrow set, we're below seatbelt signs and everything are on. EFIS is set up as required. ND, okay, we'll put terrain mode on, that's what it wants. And we're doing pretty good. Coming down. I do got a little bit of spoiler out right now. It's just helping to prevent our speed from running away from us a little bit. Bring it all the way in. See how our speed does. We are going to go into approach mode. So we don't have a lot of distance from when we make the turn to when we're going to start the descent. So that's partly why we're going to want our speed back. So everything's good. So the runway is 7,000 feet, so we're gonna go with auto brakes 1, arm to spoilers. Everything else is good.
2,500.
Decrease a little bit more. And let the speed slowly start coming back. So we'll ding the cabin. Now it's just flaps and gear. And we're down a little bit early, but better that than fighting to get down at the end. I know everyone starts going on about, oh, it's poor energy management. Ooh. A little bit of hesitations there, not sure why. So we're 7 miles out from the turn, we're at altitude we want. So once we pass Alaroo, as long as our heading stays on, we'll be good. So we're going to go into track FPA mode. So it should be 070 out to Add Sal and then 160 down to the runway. No. I said no. Alright, manual it is. Back on track. So we're gonna go flaps 1. Start bringing our speed back. And 180. And we'll let it do the turn now. And we're going to get ready to pull the descent. But we're going to do a little bit more before we get there because that's only going to be 4 miles out. So we're actually going to go to flaps 2. We're going to drop the gear. All right, speed to the back, gear down. See the airport right about there. Holding 2100. So at 0.3 is where the glide path should start. dial this down to a lower altitude. And we'll get ready to head down. So we're lining up. Flaps 3. I mean, we can fly it in, but I want to see if I can get this. So there's 9, 8, 7, 6. Alright. So we'll start dialing it in. We'll see how we do. For some reason it's gone into open descent, which I don't want.
1,000.
So we're going to be slightly low, so we'll decrease the angle. And we're going to go flaps full. So we're just watching the brick. There we go, something like that.
500. 400.
So gear down, flaps down, auto brake is
100 above.
set, 3 green.
300. Minimum
Landing.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10,
Oh,
5,
floated a bit. Reversers are green. Auto brakes on. $60 knots. Reversers are off. And we'll slow her down and we're going to taxi back. Head for the apron.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 7:36 a.m. and it's currently about 11 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us and we hope to see you again soon.
Alright, so let's go see what Yellowknife looks like. Start a little bit of the cleanup on the airplane. Flaps and slats are coming in. Weather radar is off. PWS is off. TCAS is off. Transponder's off. Lights are good. Still on the runway. So not sure where terminals or jetways, or even if they have them here, are. But we're going to pull up over by the buildings there, and that will do us for today. Well, for this flight anyway. Looking to see if there's anything there other than just the buildings. Doesn't look like it. So we'll just pull in over there somewhere and come to a stop. So we're going to take taxiway Alpha. And just go to the ramp. Could all be just ramp parking. Well, you'd figure Yellowknife would be pretty busy. Yeah, not really seeing anything. So we're gonna head out here. Just spin it around. I think that's what these are for. And we'll go over here. And we'll just park it up. I think that will do it. So parking brake on. Of course, there's no external power, so let me get the APU up and running. Turn off the strobes and landing lights now. Taxi light will come off. And we're just going to wait for the APU. And we will get her shut down. But here's Yellowknife. Again, she's located on Great Slave Lake, which is a huge lake up here in the Arctic. And it's quite the place to see. So yeah, it looks like all the jets would be parked out here. Never been here. I do have friends that live up there, but haven't been up there myself yet. There's 80%. And APU's available, so we'll put the bleeds on. Strobes are off. Engine's off. And get rid of the logbook. Off come the fuel pumps. Beacon can come off. Seatbelt sign can come off. We'll leave the nav lights on. Parking brake is set. Transponder, everything off. Roger can go say goodbye. And that will do us for today. Thank you very much for joining us on our trip around Canada. We've got one more to go, taking us up to Iqaluit. We'll see you for that one in a bit. Bye for now.